Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm Mary. Can't change that. Obviously, I'm still learning life lessons. 43 years old, a mother of a great kid. Fun. I'm hyperactive. I can only commit to maybe. I suffer from major depressive disorder on 4 different antidepressants. And I really think I'm good at golf, or I'm getting it. Seriously.
I love that for you because that's you.
And I work really hard at my job. Go forward.
Hashtag hard worker. Can't say the same. Just kidding. Okay. I'm 29. My name is Vanessa. Anyways, I talk a lot, as you can see. I'm in school full time. I love to gym, but I love to eat. And I only gym so I look really good naked. Okay? That's just facts. But I like to eat wings too. It sounds cool.
Does that make sense?
Oh, yeah, of course. Who else? Why else would you gym? Not to get balance. Strong. Exactly. I love new experiences. I get judged for this. I know I look Mexican and paisa as fuck, guys. But I don't know Spanish. So I'm learning Spanish. Okay? Yo soy...
Duolingo.
Mi amo.
I love Duolingo. But... my main thing is I'm trying to unlearn my own personal toxic traits. I'm huge on self-reflection. Hashtag hello therapy.
I'm JP. Wow, I got to go off that one. I'm 29. I've been married to my wife for the last 3 years, and it's going good. And I'm the only guy on this podcast, so if it goes sideways, I was only hired for the diversity hire.
Hashtag true.
He's kind of funny, too.
He bounces off of us, guys. Let's be honest.
You guys needed a little balance.
That's real, because we could go on for days.
On the same subject.
Yeah. So speaking of subjects.
Keep it toxic.
No, I'm trying to get out of my toxic traits.
Well, let's talk about life timelines.
Yes. Speaking of that, in the back, I put, I was always that woman. It's not hashtag that bitch. I miss the old Vanessa.
Oh, once you got reminded of it today?
Yes. Like, I was always very confident. I was always like, you suck. I don't. I'm that woman. I bring this. I bring that. And I think the new timeline I'm on, I'm so frustrated because I'm like, wait, guys, I'm 29, not married, no kids, no man in sight. What the fuck?
Well, you have that chance to redo that. It's like a second chance.
Yeah, I think that's what's exciting.
Take advantage of it.
Yeah. I mean, we always have this in our head that by this age, I'm going to have A, B, C, and D put together. And then you're 25 and you're like, oh, shit, I didn't do any of that. Not even near that point of my life.
Not even in your 40s. You're literally like, what?
You're like, wait a minute.
That used to be my profile thing on Bumble, where it was like a bio about yourself. And I'm just like, had a kid, got married, dropped out of college, got a divorce. I'm exactly where I should be on Bumble. Life's going according to plan.
But you see, it goes back to like timeline. Where did you meet your wife at?
High school.
Okay, well, you know what?
But
you have a good story.
No,
anyway.
I don't.
They broke up.
We actually broke up.
Oh, okay.
Out of high school. We both went our ways, separate ways into long-term relationships with other people. And just by chance and fate did we come back together when we were about 25 years old. So that's about 5 years and in between.
See, and I do believe in people could rekindle again.
Yeah.
But I think that also takes people to do the work on both ends.
Absolutely.
And not sit here and do the toxic, like, I blame you, you did this. It's just not okay. My faith has gone so up lately, if that makes sense. I don't know if goes up even is a good thing to say. Okay.
You're connecting with your faith more.
I am, a lot more. And because my timeline isn't like, in my head, I was supposed to be married at 26. I was supposed to have 3 kids by now. I had the names all picked out. I was supposed to have my master's degree by now. I was supposed to start getting kids for like a daycare. I wanted a daycare for years.
Right.
And then all of a sudden shit just crumbled. And I'm like, okay, so now what? But it's exciting.
It is. And there's no timeline. Because that's the whole thing, that I had that, right? Like, not necessarily, but, like, I had my son. He had his daughter at 1. We got together. We were together 6 years. We got married. We were married to 15 years. We had that. I was solid. It was toxic relationship, but I was so codependent on my kids. Like, going to games, my life was busy. I had purpose. I had, was made to get up in the morning and make sandwiches. And that's where I'm like, you don't appreciate me enough. These little things that I do, even though I didn't have to work, and now I kind of regret that part, right? Like, I wish, like, that part, I'm like, gee, I could have dealt with the cheating. Just keep going, right?
You pay my bills.
No, I actually love my job, and that's where I get my worth now is through myself. Is I do things and accomplishments that make me proud, because, like I said, I had that, and I had to give up a lot of myself for that. Like, I isolated myself from family and friends because it became so toxic that they've seen us break up, get back together, break up, get back together, that I made my relationship their business, and who wouldn't stick up for their sister, their daughter. And to the point, I wouldn't even say I was back with him because I didn't want them to judge me.
It's like the shame of it.
Yeah.
Right. And then finally, after so long, I just would stay away.
But
I would stay away.
Yeah, I also think, though, there's a lot of shame in realizing, oh, I'm not actually where I thought that I would be.
Right.
And then there's a lot of failure in that because you're looking around at maybe your peers or people you went to high school with or college with, and you're like,
100%.
what am I doing? You're looking at them as a reflection of what you think you should be doing, when in reality, there really is no timeline or correct timeline that you should be living
on
from.
that, and then there takes this turn, right? And so now I'm like, my kids are grown. I have a husband that cheats on me. Our relationship's toxic. It was off and on, so I'm not putting the blame on him. For whatever reason, I wasn't meeting his needs. My stepdaughter's in high school. Who am I, right? I've never been single in my life. Who am I? I don't even know what I like. I thought I liked motorcycles. I got a motorcycle license. I thought I was like a bad girl when I'm just like the shyest senior, voted the shyest senior in high school. And now I'm like trying to be this person like, no, I don't even like motorcycles. It's not that I don't like them, but I'm not going to go to a choppers event. Like, it's fun when you're drinking and stuff. And that's what I'm saying. I was never me. It was always like my hobbies were what everyone else was into. And so then you get to this point, and it's literally, I was at 40, like, what? I don't have any more purpose because no one needs me. And I went through that rough stage, which we'll talk about in later episodes, I'm sure. And I had to get myself out of that hole. And that came with faith. I had to build up my faith and trust in something bigger than me. And so, yeah.
And I think I love that aspect of it because my mom, like, raising me, she was a single mom. I had a stepdad for, like, time I was 6, I was 15, but their relationship was so toxic, too. Sorry, Mom, but, real shit. It is what it is. But that also taught me, like, my mom she's not bitter with men, but my heart has always been, I'm very loving. My sister and my mom are the very, very opposite of me. I'm talkative. I'm friendly. Not that they're not, but they're very closed off. And I always got told, like, oh, my God, Vanessa, you just want to cuddle. Vanessa, you just want to feel loved. And I'm like, well, yeah, why not? Why the fuck not? So I think in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to be closed off. I'm not going to be ugly towards people. But that's where my faith comes in to be like, okay, well, if you fuck up on me, that's truly like a shitty part on your end. Because I'm pretty fucking dope.
You're not very nice, sir.
Yeah. That's a nice way to, that's a Meemaw way to put it.
That's a grandma way to put it.
Right? I'm like just honest at this point. Yeah, that's not a very nice person.
No, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, cool, deal with your own fucked up mentality. Go to therapy, honestly.
Right. Everyone should go to therapy.
Yes, everyone should.
Therapists need therapists.
Therapists need therapists.
I know a couple.
Yes. And I say that all the time is therapists need therapists, but I'm more of like, look, this is where I'm at in life. At this point, I love to travel. I love to drink. I love to have fun. I love to be in bed by 10 p.m. I love to be up at 5. See, no, but I love to be up at 5. I'm active. I'm super fucking
That's true.
active. Like,
You are up early.
yes, I'm up at 5. I like just
But I also think
reading.
for you, because I know you,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
also a distraction. You need to have your brain distracted. If there's too much time, then you overthink and
Oh,
you think
100%.
deeply. And that's where
I feel everything really deeply.
and there's a thing for that. It's like people that are oversensitive. And that's, you give yourself the hardest time that I'm not where I'm supposed to be. And we're like, you're exactly where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't realize that till like probably the last 2 years when I had this big revelation, right? I think that it takes something big to realize like you're exactly where you're supposed to be. People think I'm going to be a young grandma. I'm like stoked about it. And I'm like openly, I didn't enjoy my pregnancy. I didn't have that, right? And then they're looking at me like
How
I'm
old
this
is your
evil
son?
person. 23.
Oh,
And
He beat teen
he is
pregnancy,
a
it's
gift. He went
fine.
through his rough stages from 16 to 20, found Jesus and is on the right path, got married, did it all the right way. And that's where I talked to the other grandmas that are now great grandmas, and they're just like, I don't know how I feel about this. I'm like, I'm enjoying it because I didn't enjoy my pregnancy. I'm all about the ultrasounds. Take me to Disneyland. Let's do it. I'm here for it, right?
Take me to
Not like that you're
Disneyland.
holding my life back. And Gavin and I grew up together. I'll say that.
yeah.
And so he's seen that toxic. So for him even to even use my life as that's not the life that I want, right? I don't want to ever disrespect my wife. I don't want my wife to throw something at my head. And that's what I'm saying. It's just so toxic that they grew up with that. I mean, I'm blessed that he turned out the way he was because he is definitely not repeating the patterns that I probably got from my family.
No, and that's so easy to do. It's that generational trauma that just passes down
Right.
Yeah.
from generation to generation.
Right.
I feel the exact same way. My dad being an alcoholic, or recovering alcoholic and an addict, that's why I'm so scared to touch alcohol. On my 21st birthday, I had like maybe 2 sips because I was afraid that I was going to become an alcoholic.
Like
like
I'm
him.
an alcoholic.
Yeah, and then learning that it's
Look, guys.
hereditary, and I'm like, oh wow, this could
Yeah.
actually be my life if I don't make the right choices.
Right.
Dang, isn't this crazy though? Because we have the past alcoholic or that's not past. What is it called?
Recovering.
Recover.
I am not even an alcoholic. I had a depression episode, and everyone targeted it to the alcohol.
Okay, well,
The reason I quit alcohol is because I wanted to see what the meds could do when you use them the right way, right?
And it worked.
Yeah.
she's happy, guys.
Prozac Nation. I can't even cry at my son's wedding, right? Wellbutrin got you. Trazodone to sleep.
Gotcha.
There's this whole thing
Do
that
you
keeps,
sell pills?
that keeps this running. What?
Do you sell them?
No, I don't sell them.
Oh,
She's a nana now.
I panic when why do I sell them? My bones need them. How else am I going to sleep? No, but this is eventually, yeah,
We're like hashtag.
Mental Health Awareness Month.
yes.
no-
Well, we're all a part of mental health, guys, and this
Yeah.
is a fucktardery.
I'm not going to lie about it, though, and that's really why I quit drinking, because before I was taking it and drinking, so I'm taking this upper or the downer, it just wasn't working.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
What that would
Right,
be
it wasn't really working, and so now I'm just like, let's try it the way the doctors think it should work, because my way wasn't working.
Who would have
It
thought?
led to some bad decisions, and yeah, and so I really had to reflect during that time on my own.
Yeah.
I had to feel the feels, I had to feel the pain. Why am I, what turned out from like cheersing with alcohol became I would isolate, drink by myself, and that's the only way I could get my feelings out. Is like that's when the anger would come from like trauma, childhood trauma. That's when I could feel sad. That's when I would, and even my ex-husband would say too, is like, I don't like when you drink because I start speaking up for myself, right? He's like, when I drink, there's never an issue because if I'm not drinking with him, I can just close my mouth. When I had alcohol, I would open it. And so, but yeah, I see the toxic things that it does. Do I love people that drink? Absolutely. My friends drink. My sister drinks. I'm not against it. I'm just not that person. If I have one, I'm drinking to get drunk. It's all or nothing. Otherwise, I'm like, what's the point? It just makes you tired. You have one beer and you're like sleepy. And so I don't think it's necessary. That's why it was so easy for me to stop drinking and still be in the bar scene, like going out with friends. As long as I have my mocktail, like I was telling you earlier, is
I love her with her
mocktails.
mocktails.
well, you do that because people don't question you anymore.
Yeah.
They're not like, why aren't you drinking? If you have a drink in your hand, they think that there's alcohol in it.
Yeah, see,
Yeah.
and I bartended for years, and I tell people all the time, like, hey, if you're going through shit, I would would not recommend drinking. But when I'm really mentally going through it and I'm having the poor me or the shitty ass mentality, I cuss a lot. I am so sorry. Anyways,
It's your show.
I
Can't change that.
but
Sorry.
when I'm sad, that's the opposite of me. I don't drink. When I'm truly going through
That's
it,
good though.
I do not drink because
It's called
I know.
healthy.
I
Yeah,
drink.
she's like, wow, that's good.
Wow, but I don't like. I remember I did used to smoke a lot, and then one day I was really going through it, and then my poor sister, she was freaking out. Weed, like I don't smoke at all.
I'm like from drug free
But-
era. That was like a drug to me. I'm like, ooh.
Oh no, but I
Not anymore. My
Red ribbon
I
week.
realized, right?
Just say no.
Just say no,
No.
dare.
You didn't get the helicopter dropping red flags on you?
It does. It happens sometimes. It's fine. But I collect red flags, obviously.
I'm attracted to them.
I'm attracted to them. I'm like, wow.
There's more.
Learned this in elementary school. But no, when I am drinking though, that's because I'm in a really good mindset.
You're a happy.
I'm a
drinker.
very happy drunk.
I'll give
It
you
takes
that.
a lot. I get more pissed off sober, and I call people out on their shit when I'm
Right.
sober compared to when I'm drunk. If I'm drunk, I'm just like, you're fine. When I'm sober, I'm like, you fucking bitch.
See, I think to me, it let my feelings out because I was always like repress
Yeah.
everything. As long as
Nah, I
everyone
feel
else is
everything.
happy, like that's good. That's how it's supposed to be. And drinking would be the only time. After a certain point, first it was fun, and then after a certain point, it was the only way I could feel. It's the only way I could release like anger and emotions, and so it just isn't good.
Do you drink? No, you don't.
He's a normal drinker.
I like if I'm going out to dinner with my wife, I'll have a
The
drink,
wine event.
like a wine. If
You
I'm
do
at an
wine
event.
events?
Yeah,
You're so fancy.
I don't really like wine, but I'll
Okay, never mind. Take it back.
I love it.
go. But I'm not one to just sit there or go to a bar. It's definitely not my scene. It's never has been.
So you
you
won't
ever
just chill
been?
and have a beer?
No,
Okay.
I won't. I will.
Cheers to that.
Yep, energy drinks it is.
Woohoo!
I'll shotgun a
Oh
Red
my
Bull.
god. No, okay, so guys, when I go to the gym, whatever, this is my pre-workout. Get a baby bottle of Tito's. It has
Oh.
to be cold, okay?
And you add the stuff to it. That's
No,
such a
I don't.
TikTok.
I don't add it. Okay, let me talk first.
Okay, go. Go.
No, I get the baby bottle of Tito's and then I shotgun the Red Bull down the Tito's.
Oh.
Boom. Hashtag best workout.
Well,
Then I go to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Remember they used to do that on TikTok? It was what's the powder shit called?
The pre-workout.
Yeah, that's how
Pre-workout.
they do that
Yeah.
first.
And then
The
they
dry
would do a
scoop.
shot of vodka. No, it was a thing.
Oh, that's wild.
That's why I thought you were going to say is you do a shot of pre-workout and a shot of vodka.
Oh no, I can't do that. I will literally, my anxiety will shoot up.
It's my anxiety.
No, a shot. I always say, like my grandma drinks, guys, every day when we were younger. She would be like, "Oh, go give me a soda." It was her Coors Light. And so, till this day, my grandma. Shout out to you, Grandma, because honestly, you're the real MVP. We did not get along for years. We do now. I understand you. But every day, guys, she'd be like, "Go get a soda," and it would be her Coors Light. Till this day, she's 88 years old, and she drinks every single day.
Good for her.
I mean,
If you enjoy it, like I said,
Yeah.
it's not causing any harm. 100%. Maybe I'll try it again when I'm 80.
I mean, you should.
Maybe. Maybe
You're
you
gonna
might
be a
need to.
grandma.
They used
Yeah.
to, I always even remember when Gavin was little. I remember my friend like tapped my drink over, and he's like, "Ooh, you spilled her fun." And I was like, "Fuck, not that grandma anymore."
I love it. But if we could think back to the timeline thing, it's like talking about you and how your wife and you weren't together for a long time, and you experienced a different relationship.
Mhm.
In that relationship prior, why didn't it work out? And would you change anything from your timeline?
I think I was in a place mentally that I was struggling.
Mm-hmm.
I was just not in a good mental health space in my head. I think we were young, and I thought if I can't be with her, then I can't be with anybody else. Like, this is the only person who's going to love me for me,
The second one you were talking
Yeah,
about, not
yeah.
your wife.
not my wife.
Okay.
And so I tried to do everything that I could to make it work, even though nothing that I did was actually working.
Right.
And I wouldn't change it. I mean, there's things that I would change because in a relationship, it takes two people. And I think we've had our conversations, you know, in the past where we've kind of dealt with that and like the apologies of, you know, what happened and I'm sorry and I wish I could take things back, but I can't. And we've grown from both of those. And, you know, she's off doing her own thing and I'm doing mine now. And I wouldn't change it because I wouldn't be the person that I am today for my wife if that never happened. I've learned a lot of lessons from that. So
I think that's the best thing, though, because even in my situation, relationship, whatever my past things were, I wouldn't change it as much as it, like...
As much as it hurt you and what you had to go through after or during, the way that you probably look at it now is, like, proud. Like,
very.
I got through that.
And I, the way I want to be to my future partner, the type of woman I want to be just for myself, but also for him, my past relationships have molded me for that. And like you said, like as much as it hurts, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, but I'm so excited to become that woman and also to be that woman for my future partner.
Yeah.
It's a very exciting feeling. It's like bittersweet because it's like, damn, like I wish I would have known this earlier, but oh my God, I'm so excited for this person to experience that.
Yeah. I think you learn more about yourself. You learn more about what you want in somebody else. I think you are able to kind of undo maybe wrongs that you did in past relationships that you probably wouldn't do again. But I'm thankful that all those things that have happened in the past, any relationship that I had in the past, I think they all mold you to be the person that you're supposed to be for the person you're supposed to be with.
I think that's growth.
Yeah.
I think that's like if we go back to the timeline, what I thought, get married, have kids, live happily ever after. When we get into it and it doesn't happen, I'm just now, and I'm in my 40s, just now realizing everything was supposed to happen the way that it did, right? I couldn't care for my partner now if I hadn't gone through what I went through because he went through that exact same thing. So I know that those insecurities, I know those things, and that's why we pair so well, is there's this understanding of mutual agreement. There's no jealousy, there's honesty. And I learned from the past, going back and forth is just, to me, it doesn't work. Once it's broken, it's really hard to regain.
Yeah.
But now looking back, everything happened, and it sounds like this just, ooh, I found Jesus moment, right? No, but in my head, I'm like, you do know what you're doing up there, right?
Yeah.
And so now I'm at the point where I'm just like, I don't worry about anything. I'm like, schedule? I don't know. I don't know, right? I'm at work and I don't know. Because I know God's like, I'll send you 3 more BTs.
Yeah.
And so I have a lot of trust to where I'm finally at that mentality where I honestly can say is, I don't really worry about it. I accept it. I go through it and I feel the feels, but I'm not worried because I know there's something bigger for me. And I honestly believe that. And that's where I'm like really at this moment with religion that I appreciate, because I'm just like, looking back at the past, there's things that have happened, people in the past that I'm just like, you were that lesson. And I thought you were perfect. Like as soon as I got separated, I remember dating and being like, oh my God, he's like 6'4" and he's handsome, right? Or I'd meet someone else like, oh, he's so good looking, he has a life career, he has a house. Like I was looking for these things that I wanted through someone else. I wanted them to give it to me. And then I got to the point where I'm like, okay, you're by yourself. It's time to do it and buck up, right? And then now I appreciate, I'm like, I look, because I'm a stalker. I look back at their Facebooks and I'm like, stalker. Dodged a bullet there, right? Because I'm like, what? I thought you were handsome. Like, you ever look back and you're like, I had my like rebound glasses on. And so now I really do. I look at it, I'm like, ooh, you are not my type at all. And I really try to make you my type.
That's another thing is we try to fit people in this box to create this life
or
that you think you want.
Like, it's a checklist.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, guys. I have a checklist.
I'm sure you do.
Okay. But it's not bad. I think my checklist, it changed. It changed
I think it will change
a lot. And right now, I only got 3 things on my checklist. I'm not going to say it because don't try to be in my comments. Be like, I could be a part of... You can't. Just kidding.
It's me.
Hey, I made your checklist of 3 things.
I don't think that, but I think what you learn with those checklists is I'm not going to change who I am to fit that checklist because I will be like, you know what? If I just shut the fuck up, he won't yell at me.
Work.
Awesome, right? There will be no friction. We can be perfect. He'll keep buying me everything. Yeah. And that's where, I mean, even afterwards, I was like, dang, Mary.
You have to say something again.
No, you did want someone with money. You did have the house. And now all you're doing is I'm complaining about working. I'm like, I work so hard. I hate working. I do all this, right? Like, I'm making my own money. It's really good. I appreciate the company I work for, and I do love them. But that's the thing is like, if I just kept my mouth shut, I would have had the house, the boat, the RV. Mm-hmm. I had all this.
But what would you have had to lose, though? You wouldn't know anything. Exactly.
Me. And it took, and that's where I'm at now. It took 2 years to kind of get back to me by being by myself, to get back to me, to where I'm like, man, I kind of like who I am, right? Like, you made me want to shine a little less to make you feel comfortable. I was always too loud. I was always too talkative. I was always all this. And you made me believe that at some point. I, like, just was there.
Yeah. You see, and I love the fact that, like, me and my mom, we're working on our relationship, and we're getting better as I'm getting older. But the number one thing she always told me was, like, Vanessa, you are so different, and you walk into a room and you just let it be yours.
Right.
And she's like, don't lose that.
Right.
And she's like, to watch you ever lose that, it's heartbreaking, because I'm like, stop. That's not who my kid is.
Right.
My kid is a fucking pain in the ass, but she's not someone that's going to dim her light.
And that's where I think I get along with your mom a lot. Like, we're like, ooh, he's not the one, but I'm not mother. I'm like, you're gonna be hard-headed like me, huh? You're just gonna go through it. And there's nothing you can do.
Mary.
There's nothing you can do.
I'm
and I cannot
and
believe I'm at
guys.
that age, because I remember that. And that's for you. I'm just like, so what can I do for you? I can be your support system. You don't have to isolate, because I'm not judging you. Whatever you need to get through it, let's do it. If you need to fall back a couple steps and revisit, fair. And then I agree with you. I'm like, yeah, he is being nice right now. Cool. Right? And then the next time, no, I fucking hate him too. So whatever you do, I'm here to support you. You're my friend.
But this is why I think during timelines too, friends are extremely important. I hate the saying when people are like, oh, I could do life by myself. No, you can't, because that's not reality.
No.
You need, in my head, I'm like, first, I need God. If God's not in my life, I know that's when chaos is going to happen. But second, like, I need good fucking people around me. I need good friends. I need the bosses we work for, guys, like, they're amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
I love them.
They're great, and I thank them often, because I'm like, if it's not for you guys, not a lot of bosses care either.
I think you appreciate
worked
that
for a
they
lot of
see
people.
something in you.
I do. Yeah.
Right? That's what I felt.
And no
like,
matter how annoying I am, and how many times I get called aggressive or argumentative or defensive, whatever.
Don't show up to work on time.
Is that the checklist?
I've never had that. He's always been the golden child.
I know. Okay, wait, Joseph, you've known me for a little bit. This is our timeline.
Yeah.
Am I argumentative?
No. I don't think you're argumentative.
What do you think then?
I think my wife is very much like you. She will walk into a room and she is just like, this is my space, and this is going to be my space. People have always told her, you're too much, and it's always been a negative thing. And I'm like, it's not a negative thing, because when it comes to people like me, someone who's a little bit more reserved or quiet, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I think that there's just people that don't understand you, or that...
Because they suck.
That's exactly right.
Well, it sucks, but that's your character, right?
Oh, yeah, and I'm not changing
that's
that.
where I'd always tell you, I get it, Vanessa. The way you're delivering it sounds rude as fuck. I'm not going to lie. But what I think you're trying to say is, and that's why I'm like, yeah, vent to me and all, deliver it a different way. You should deliver it this way.
100. You know how many times? Because Mary used to be my boss. Okay. Poor Mary. I gave her so much patience, and also probably a lot of gray hair. You look great though. But,
great.
but people will complain to her all the time. Oh my God, Vanessa's mean, or oh, she's trying to fire me. If Vanessa was trying to fire you, I promise you, I would fire you. And that's just in general, not just with just job. Okay, just saying.
No, she's getting her job met, and that's what's upsetting you. Like she separates personal and business, and that's the thing is there is an issue when you're not getting the job done. And I think people see that as a threat.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're not doing it to prove anyone except for do what you're supposed to do.
That's it.
Support me where you're supposed to support me, right? And that I don't know why they took it as offensive, but it definitely is a personality thing. Personalities were crashing. I'm more of a super people pleaser. I'm like, how should I deliver that, AI? Right? And then, like, you're just, like, deliver it, and you're like, I didn't mean for it to come out that way. Sorry.
My bad.
Yeah, and so
Don't
you're
be
the
sensitive.
And then I'm the
later.
person who's like, okay, let me think about how I really want to deliver this. So
You, like, take your time.
Yeah, I'm the thinker before I say something.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That probably puts you in a lot of good places in life.
Not really.
No?
No, I get walked over.
Oh, that's just too bad.
Because people will think I'm exactly. People think I'm too afraid to say something, but then when I do speak up, I'm out of my place.
See, and I'm more of like, I'll sit at the table by myself. Fuck off. I don't care.
And I'm like,
But then
if
I'll
I
I'll
did
be
say
sad
that,
about it if I'm by
let's
myself.
talk about it. Why don't you like me? I don't like that about me too. Right? I'm more of like, let's hash it out. Like, so we can resolve this.
Yeah.
And let's be real. They hate me when they leave anyways. They do. And so, but me, no worries. I'm like, they're happy. And I'm going to be your best friend because you said that you had no problem with me. I don't read between the lines. I'm like, this is
You
what
make
you're
your own
getting.
lines.
I do.
I love
because
that,
it affects
though.
my behavior. So if you tell me
Yes.
we're good and you like how I'm doing it, I'm just going to keep that in my mind. Nope, I'm good because that's what you told me. And that's where I
Yeah.
get frustrated is when people talk behind my back like this isn't being met. And that's fine. Tell me.
Yeah.
Tell me. And but if you tell me I'm not doing it, I will fix it immediately. I won't. Otherwise, I just believe that you're my best friend.
See, but that's my issue though, is with me.
I don't overthink what you're thinking.
And I do. And I hate the word of defensive, but I'm such a defensive person.
Oh, you are.
Extremely.
If I don't send an emoji with good morning,
She's
it's
like,
like,
"You're
why
mad at
are
me."
you mad?
Yes.
No, and
But
that's
I feel like that's like
but I know you. And so I know how to deliver things. Like I can tell
to
if
me it's like just get to know me and I swear I'll be your best friend.
right, I know
But
if I ignore her text, I'm ignoring her.
Yeah.
Even though I'm like in the meeting with the CEO and I'm like, Vanessa, I can't FaceTime
Do
right
you
now.
know I also call our COO?
Ask if I'm on the phone with
I
them.
do. I swear to you guys, I call him, and sometimes when he doesn't answer, because he usually answers like quick, and when he doesn't answer, I'll text him and be like, "I really hope you're in a meeting, because why are you ignoring me?"
Am I fired?
And yes. Oh my gosh, how many? Whenever in my position, I was always
It's
like,
wild.
"Damn, I'm gonna get fired today."
See, I'm
And so
like,
I would text him and be like, "Hey, so I will snitch till this day. I snitch on myself because I'm like, you know what? It's gonna come out anyways. Let me just snitch on myself because this is gonna suck." So I will text him and be like, "Hey, this is what I did. This is how I said it. ... Don't fire me." And he's like, "You're fine. Let's work on your delivery."
So my thing is, you're not getting fired because I was like, I joke about it, but in my head, I'm getting a raise. They're gonna give me a car. And then when I get out, I was like, oh, it was nothing. That was just that I need to work on scheduling a little bit harder. And I'm like, dang it, next time.
Next time I'll get that car.
Or I would whenever like our boss would call me, he's like, "Hey, I need you to come into the office at this time and meet with me and this person." And I will call Mary so fast, and she'd be right next to them. I'd be like, "Hey, I know you're next to them. Am I getting fired?"
Like, if you're
Just say
getting fired,
yes
I will
or
tell
no.
you. I'm not here to hold secrets. I will prepare you for that meeting.
I'd be like, "Please do. My Indeed needs to be updated."
No.
We should have them on the podcast. That would be
Oh
so
my god,
fun.
they would love
They're
it.
great, though.
They
Like, for
are.
me,
They are. Two completely different personalities,
Yeah.
but again, like the puzzle piece, they
Yeah.
work so
but
good
it's
together.
growth, too.
Get 'em on.
They would love
They
to come
would
Yeah.
on
love
the
it. I mean, I would love them too. They've moved. They've had my back. You know when a company has your back and you feel
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, they do take care of the people, and I advocate for them because I think even myself, when a big boss comes, or CEO or the regional supervisor, you get into this
They're
like ugh.
Yeah.
Like, and now that when you get higher up, you're just like, oh, they're just people. They don't go home and think about me because they're like pretty busy, right? And so
Exactly.
that's
They
why
really
I'm just
don't.
like, people are people, and they're like, no, they're coming today, and I'm like, well, I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. What else can I do? I
It's
don't know how to
like,
change.
It's almost like when you're driving and you see a cop
You
and
slow
you're like,
down.
You're like, I'm gonna get pulled over, even though you're doing nothing wrong.
You're going 65.
And they're gonna search my car, and there's nothing in here, and it's just like it feels just like that, even though you're doing
TSA?
nothing.
Is that what it's called at the airport?
At the airport, yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, oh, they're gonna find that cocaine that I don't even know I have in my bag, right? Like, I always get nervous they're gonna find something. I'm like, I have lip balm in my bag. That's it. But in my head, I'm like, that dog's gonna sniff something.
Yeah.
Right?
See, and that's my mentality. I'm just like, well, if they find it, that's a cool story, I guess. But it's like, you don't even have
I don't
anything
even
for them
have
to
it.
find.
It's delusional. It's I want to win the lottery, but I never play.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Well, that's a whole thing about timeline to where it's like, it's always, I always say, like, you create your own destiny, as cliche as that sounds. But I'm like, imagine sitting at home and it's like, dang, like, I want to finish school. I want a better job. I want a good relationship. But let me just sit down, eat hot Cheetos, and watch Netflix.
Oh, I'm always second that.
Yeah.
That mentality.
But she found all of that already.
Right?
So
It's
she
that
can do that.
mentality, but it takes
But-
one person to believe in you
Yes.
to be like, okay, you're doing it then.
Like,
Why are
yeah.
you not excited that you finished the class? Why are you,
You
not
were my
excited?
hype woman though, when I was like, I just finished my finals, and then I started crying to you because I'm like, but I'm not here, and
You're
I'm
gonna
not
bring it down. Then that's where you need that support system, I think. Otherwise, I think timelines, as we talk about it, it's everything's supposed to happen the way it happens, right? But how long do we stay stuck at a certain point? And that's where it is like, yeah, it takes work, right?
I think when you're stuck in being comfortable, like
100%.
when you're not growing anymore and you're just kind of there, you're in the job that you know how to do for the last 3 years, and there's nowhere else to go from there, or in a friendship and it's just not really you're not growing as a person, right?
Yeah,
Or a relationship. I think that's when at that point there needs to be change, or there needs to be something you need to move on. Just like in careers, like I said, if you're not growing anymore, it's probably time to move on to something, because you're not going to fulfill this purpose that you have for yourself.
Well, speaking of careers and a timeline, I know we just spoke recently about you are in something completely different than what you grew up wanting. Like, you had your goals in line. When you were young, you were like, this is what I'm going to be. That's it. No questions asked. And then you blink and you're like, hold up.
Switch
Switch it
180
up. So
on the other side.
Yes. So what was it? Let's break that down.
Growing up, I always wanted to be a police officer, and I never went astray from that. I was always taking classes for that in college. Graduated with 2 degrees in it from my junior college to Fresno State. Did the police academy, and then I was like, you know what? I actually don't want to do this, and so went back to college, got a minor in drug and alcohol studies, and then started working in treatment, recovery, and mental health. And now I just could never imagine my life any other way. But never in a million years would I have thought younger me would be doing this.
I think that's the fun part, though, about timelines. Because if you think about it, too, Mary, you said, like, you thought you were going to be married, the kids, a wife's getting taken care of.
I went 20 years in. You feel like,
Like, you
I
owed
deserved
it.
it.
Yeah.
I still sometimes feel that way. I'm like, what do you mean you quit drinking? Where's that version? I still deserve that version, like, in the back of my head. Like, that's not fair. But then I grow up and, like, talk to myself like, Mary, his life, you want him happy. I just don't want to know about it.
Yeah.
I wish
You're
you all the
pissed, though.
happiness,
It
but
does
I don't
annoy
want
you.
to know about it. And it's not even pissed. I think it's just getting back to where, like, not my problem, right? But those are the timelines. Is I deserve that. I love working. I can't say that enough. Keep moving forward. I love it. No, I do, because I really do.
No,
And
yeah,
I think that's what's
100%.
good about our bosses also is they don't allow you to stay stagnant.
They don't.
No,
They keep
don't.
pushing you like, I thought you were going to school. I don't like to finish things. I've never finished a book. I leave the couple pages because I don't like the ending
I
things.
love books.
But I don't like to finish things, right? And so that's, I'm like, I just need one more college class. But I'm like, he's like, why don't you just do it? I'm like, why don't you just let it sit there for a little bit, right? And those are those things. It's like, I don't like to complete things, and I never have. And that's where I'm at this point in my life. Like, just do it. Like,
Why is it though? What is
probably 'cause I
scary
don't like-
about about completing something to you?
me? Because I don't. What then? Then the expectations go higher, or I don't know. I can only commit to maybe.
Huh.
That's
Valid.
Have you been like
No.
that as a kid, though, too?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm always a people pleaser. Wow. I feel like I'm really attacked right now. Why?
I'm just like, hey.
No, it's probably, I've always been that way, like responsible for my siblings. And I've always played that role. And I played that role of being the uncomfortable one, putting my dreams aside to make sure that your dreams come true.
Yeah.
And I think it started like with siblings. Like I would never let my brothers and sisters go without. My sister's in college, and make sure she had money. I'd make sure I'd send it, you know. And it's not something that she asked for, but I've always played that mother role. And the same with my little brother. It's like even at 30, he's like, "Can I have $5?" I'm like, "Here's 50," right? And I think that is putting myself first. I've never done it, and so there was always that excuse of like, well, I let you stay home so you didn't have to work. Your job was to go to school. And I'm like, I have the kids to take care of, right? Like their time was what they needed, and to get them better, I would always push myself back. And I think I just didn't like the ending to things. I didn't, because the ending meant it was over. And so even with books, I'm like, I kid you, sometimes I'm like upset when I finish one. I leave the 2 pages at the end because I don't want it to end. It hurts my feelings. And there's some, I don't know. I'll have to talk to a therapist about that.
That's a trauma therapist. There's different types. I think you need to hit that one.
I do have a trauma therapist.
Do you?
I have well, fun fact. I have a psychiatrist, a talk therapist, and a trauma therapist.
Nice. I will never forget. I will never, oh my God. My therapist told me, I think it was like our second session. And she was like, she looked at me. She's like, "You're the reason I need therapy." And I said,
I remember you saying that.
yes.
Very unethical for her to say.
Yes. And I looked at her and I was like, is that a good thing or bad? I was so confused by it because I'm like, good for you. You're growing. I love that for you. And then I was like, wait, the fuck? Like, for what?
Did you just insult me?
Like, hold on. Should I feel? And then she was like, you just have a lot of problems. And I was like,
that's a bad therapist.
yeah. I go, ma'am,
Yeah.
you're 65, divorced, and sad. Don't come for me.
Right.
I'm trying to not be
Right.
you.
Right.
And then I stopped seeing her, though. So,
Good.
whatever.
And
I hope she found
but
a
it
fucking
scarred
therapist.
you.
It did, because it still stuck with me.
That's scared of going to therapist. Like, that's not what they're there for. That's not what they're
No,
there to
after-
listen and process.
I also
Yeah.
don't like the blame game, though. Like,
That's
this
what I
is
mean.
why
There's no blame. It's just
No, like,
processing.
Like with me, this is why I'm so this is why I love the boss, because they're like, Vanessa, you want to go into therapy, go into therapy.
Accountability.
It's the accountability thing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that my old therapist, the same one that told me that, was like, oh, what's your childhood? Oh, well, you have mom and dad problems. I'm like, yeah, I do, but sometimes I fuck up.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, I'm the problem,
But
but not all the time, obviously.
you've been also conditioned, and that's, you always make yourself the problem. Let's be real.
yeah.
At the end, even when you're like, I'm not the problem, after a couple weeks goes by, well, I shouldn't have done that. And then you go hard on yourself of, I'm the reason that things didn't work out in relationships. Right? And that's...
Okay, well, shit. Next.
She threw it back on you.
But I'm hard
The
on
truth
myself. I'm my
hurts.
hardest. I am. I tell people this all the time. I'm like, look, you can't sit here and make me feel bad. I promise you, I beat myself up more than anybody could.
And I think that's good. I do that same thing.
I think
Yeah.
everyone does that. I think we are our own worst critics.
Yeah.
Always.
Because you're always growing. You want to improve that. Like, what could
do.
I have done? And if you did, you have to get to a point, which I don't know if you're 80 when you get to that point, where
Holy
you're like, I
shit.
did all I could do, and I'm proud of
Well,
myself.
I will talk to my Nana and
You're right.
see if
See
that
if
is. She is
Ask
83.
Nanny.
You know
So
what though? It's so funny. My grandma, who's 88, I told her, I was just with her this past weekend, and I looked at her and I was like, hey, do you regret anything in life? She's like, no. And I was like,
That's how I feel.
why? And she's like, what the fuck is regret gonna do for me?
can't change it.
Yeah.
Can't change that.
Can't change that. But she did, right?
You always, yeah. To me, I'm
I
like,
love that though.
but you can think that now too. I like I said, this just hit me like this year where I'm just like, it's supposed to happen this way.
Yeah.
Let's see
But
where this
that's-
ride takes me.
Within these past, like, honestly, I want to say like 3 days. These past 3 days, me and Jesus.
I've been praying for you.
Have you?
Mhm.
Is that what's been working?
That's what's been
Hey, real shit. But this past like 3 days, I have became very like, okay, like,
Just you're basically going with the flow. Whatever happens,
Yeah.
happens, and you make the best decision that you can in that moment.
Exactly. Because in my heart, I'm like, look, this is what it was at that moment.
Your life's gonna be so good.
You're so fucking dumb.
I really believe that.
Well, because you're figuring it out
Yeah.
so young. Like you know what I'm saying? I just figured this out 2 years ago, and you're at 28.
29.
You look like you're 28. No, it's those, like, you're learning so young that, like, the rest of your life, it's going to be peaceful and good times, because if you're like, this is meant for me or it's not.
Yeah, and that's what I'm excited about. To me, it's like, it's going to work or it's not. Whether it's school, whether it's a job, whether it's a relationship, whether it's
Enjoy
friendships.
While you have it.
Exactly. I'm going to enjoy it, love it, soak it in. When it's time for it to go, I'm going to be like, okay, bye, bird.
You just wait for the next thing to come your way.
Yeah. It's pretty fucking dope, if you ask me.
Man, did we just become friends?
Want to do a little finger?
I don't know if I want to give you guys a hug. Like, what should we do now?
You're a hugger? Hold on.
I am
Let me just say
No,
this.
I don't think so.
Okay,
Me?
no, she's not you are not a
No.
hugger.
I'm a hugger.
Since when?
I don't ask you if you want. I don't know. Here's the thing: it's the weirdest thing. I love to give hugs. Like, I'll hug you.
But you just want us to stand like this
But
because you don't want to receive them.
then I turn into this raptor when Vanessa's all, do you want to? I'm like, please don't even touch me. Like,
I'm
I
like,
get weird.
oh, well.
But I think
And
that's
I grab
also
it.
trauma. Like, don't touch me. It gives me anxiety. I turn into this. I freeze like a chihuahua when you put clothes on them, right? And so, like, I freeze.
Please put a
And-
chihuahua.
No, it's
close
weird.
on
And
them.
so, but I am all about,
Do it
like,
right here.
do you need a hug? And I'll give you a hug. I just hugged my Gavin's dad's wife the other day at the baby shower.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was big of you.
That was.
I even told her I was a hugger, and she came back and gave me a hug goodbye. I was like, oh,
You
we're friends.
always froze when I would randomly see you and be like, Mary, and I grab you. You're like,
Weird.
oh,
We weren't that close yet.
What's your love language?
My love language,
oh.
it's not hugs. It's not
So
hugs.
physical touch is out of the question.
I like physical touch.
But when you're doing it,
I like to be in control. I think that too is like I've been in situations maybe that have triggered where I'm like,
I think you're acts of
It's-
service though.
but it's
How do you feel love?
how do I feel love?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I think like
Have you ever
security.
taken a test?
No, I have, and no, I haven't. I'm lying. I don't know why I just said that.
So honest.
I read the book, The Five
Oh,
Languages
the five-
of
yeah,
Love,
yeah.
but I never like tested on myself. I think mine is a little bit more complicated.
I took it in my last relationship,
And what were you?
Who are you?
and it was physical touch.
That's your first
I could
one?
see
Yeah,
that
that
with
was my
you.
first one. Then I took it in my now marriage,
Oh wow.
and it is completely different.
What are you now?
Get the book away from me.
It's acts of service and quality time.
Love. Mine's
Wow.
acts of service and words of affirmation.
Yep, and my third is words of affirmation.
Mine's probably affirmations because I get insecure with myself. Not anymore. See, I'm at this weird spot now. But I would say that's what it was. Like, I just need to know you love me. Like, we all know that I'm a forgiving person, right?
We know.
Yeah,
He's
we
like,
know.
man, you
Oh,
moved
man.
on fast. I'm like, you moved on while we were still married, right? Weird. Weird. And so, but I'm a forgiving person. I cannot be mad at anyone. That is my toxic trait. I will talk your ear off when I get anxiety and we have these family events where it all comes together. I'll talk to you. I'll talk to Travis's ex. I'll talk to anyone that listens.
No.
And I will
I don't
make
think I
you
can do that.
me very. I just do it.
I could forgive you.
Yeah.
I 100%. I have no hate towards any single person in my life,
Right.
but I'm more of like, fuck you. I didn't deserve that.
Yeah, and I feel that way sometimes. But then I'm like, hope you're doing good, buddy.
But do you mean it?
I do. I actually do. And then I get mad in my own brain that you're doing so well. I prayed that God would help you, and he did. And then I'm like, why did I get that though? Right? And so I
Yeah.
go back to self-reflection, but I'm actually past that now. Like, I do wish everyone the best. I want them to
Yeah.
enjoy their lives the way they should.
You're a good fucking
Like I said,
person.
Jesus. Jesus has nothing to do with this. I'm kidding. No, I think my thing is I don't want to see it. And so I put myself, I don't go stalking on, like, as much as I say I stalk, lie. I know your cousin lives in, how's the daughter doing? You know, I know someone, like a stranger,
Oh.
like I'll start on your page and end up on your grandma's page. And I'm like, how's Tim? You don't tell me you don't do that. I'm not the only one.
I don't.
You don't know someone's life. Like sometimes I get obsessed with someone I don't even know in Chicago, and then they block their page, and I'm like, shit. Like I
gotta find somebody
want to
new.
add you, but like I don't even know you or anybody that knows you. That I've stalked you so much that like I was going through life with you and I was rooting for you. Am I the only one?
Yes.
No, but
Comment below.
like it'll be like a friend's friend, and I'm like, and then you have to pretend like you don't know him when you meet him. I'm like,
I know what you did.
How's the dog?
yeah. I was like,
sorry about that passing of your dog.
I
They're
get
like,
bored. Like I'm like that. Your life looks fun and interesting, right? But it's
I'm about to put all my stuff on private now.
yeah, definitely
There's people like
because
that.
all of a sudden they'll private it. I'm like, ooh, she must be fighting with her boyfriend because then it'll get unprivate. I'll still check a couple months later and then it's unprivate. I'm like, ooh, they must be back together, right? And then I'm literally don't even know this person. I just know him from Facebook.
We learned a lot about you today.
Right? I'm like, ugh, we're doing that again. So your page is private. You went through a breakup.
Dang.
Damn. I was really hoping that one would work.
Next time we need like a reaction producer cam.
Yeah, we do. Okay, we
We need a mic.
Yes.
He would fucking destroy it.
Yes.
But anyways,
You are
but
the
I
only
don't,
one. Okay.
like, I won't stalk an ex because that'll just hurt my feelings. But I don't want to do that.
course,
And so I
yes.
really genuinely don't go on their page. I block them because they don't get access to me. They don't even get to see if I'm happy or sad or whatever. And that way I don't have to fake who I am. But I would swear I'm the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least in this group.
I mean, don't get me
Come
wrong.
on.
Like, I think like with
Ask your Nana.
She does have Facebook. I don't know what she does most of the day, so I will ask her.
You've never known someone's life and then you like accidentally see them like, ooh,
No.
no.
all right, that's my toxic trait. Anyways.
Red flag for Mary.
Where's the red flag?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me start
Not
catching.
part of your timeline?
Yeah.
And go to bed all happy. I'm like, I'm glad I'm not fighting with him. He was good looking. That's a hard one to get over.
He was nice. No,
How do you go?
I don't know how to go from that, right?
Okay.
I mean, I've stalked before, but I'm crazy
But-
to where I'll drive to your house and
Oh.
I will knock on
Okay,
your
have you
door
ever
and be like, "Hey, talk
stalked,
to me."
Like someone you're dating, but
I
we'll
have.
say the ex-girlfriend. You didn't stalk that?
No, because I'm like, I'm better than you.
That's confidence.
I've never done,
Yeah.
like I said, my thing is not
No.
like people that I even know. It's just something that caught me
But
scrolling.
if they're cute, I'll be like, she's pretty. Personality probably
Yeah.
sucks. I mean, but that's just me.
I mean,
Can
you
be
guys
wrong?
watch reality
Probably.
TV. It's the
Yes.
same thing,
Yes.
Well, that's why
right?
I think
Mormons love,
the Secret Life of Mormons.
yeah. Started
I
on
love
TikTok, the
that.
TikTok moms, the Mormon
Yeah.
moms.
Yeah.
Right? So it's kind of the same thing, except for I just go outside the box. And I'm like, ooh, she looks fun. And then I read it. And then I'm like, I'm hooked. Tell me more.
Maybe that's why I'm into books, though.
Yeah.
I'm a book nerd. Like, I can sit there and read books for hours, but that's because like I'm so invested in like the book life, and I guess that's my stalker-ish trait.
No, it's not necessarily stalkerish because I read books. I just
She just enjoys
Are you just
other
bored?
One
Facebook
person-
profiles better.
something I'm like, what's Cassie doing today? And I'm like, oops, she got in a fight with her boyfriend because I can tell because she's posting more, right?
Now she's private.
Yeah, and now she's private, and sometimes they say private, and you just have to accept it and I have to move on to the next. It's like you.
Shout out Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah. It's like you, but without the killing part.
Okay, that's what I was gonna call you. I was like, okay, Joe.
Yeah. Yes, it's exactly like him. But not the
Hashtag
killing.
Joe.
I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm in a very healthy relationship right now.
Do you
I
talk
love
to
my
yourself in the
boyfriend.
head though, like when you're stalking these people? Like, do you have like a monologue in your head?
I'm just like, I remember
You do.
that, or I'm like, you just never like, it'll be someone from high school, and I'm like, man, you look really old. Do I look that old? Because we're like in the same age category. And then I start looking at her life. I'm like, oh, you're old because you had it hard there in 2002. Right? No? Only one. on.
No, I mean,
I'm going to talk to my therapist about this because I do not believe you.
I mean,
looked at
we'll see
people.
what the comments say. Right?
Yeah,
But,
please, guys.
Do you ever look back at your high school friends though, and you're like,
Yes.
why are you so old?
I don't know. It's only been
No.
10 years.
Yeah,
fair.
mine's been
Yeah,
10,
but there's some people that I look at, I'm like, you look way older than 43. You look like 45.
There's some
That's nice.
right. There's some people from high school though where I'm like, oh, the drugs got to you.
Yeah.
But after like the hour I'm stalking them,
You move on?
yeah.
I don't know. I'm kind of rooting for them in a weird way.
Have you
It's
ever
like
seen
a TV show. You know, like, it's not like Netflix where you have to wait for 90 Day Fiancé's new episode to come next week. Just, like, hop on when I want. Remember the real TV? What is that, Brothers? Was that what it's called? Yeah, where you just got to, like, peek in and you're like, all right, I got to go to work. I'll see you tonight. No?
No, but we love that for you.
I don't do it as much anymore because I am tired after work. But every once in a while.
Have you ever stalked me?
I always. Well, you're my friend. That doesn't count.
No, but it does.
Why?
Do you stalk my page?
I don't stalk your page.
Oh.
Actually, my
She
friends.
knows you
The
talked to her.
weirdest
She
part
doesn't
is
need
I don't
to.
stalk my friend's page. I'll love your stories. I love when you post new pics. Every once in a while, I might go just to remind me of a date and time. Because you ever get that where you had like, I'm
Yes.
like, no, I knew you called me drunk because I just got done golfing with Joseph and me and Gavin took that picture on.
love that.
Nope, March 3rd you drank.
Yeah.
Right?
know
You,
what?
are not sober.
That's so funny because when I drink, and a lot of people could say this, I love to FaceTime people.
Oh, we used to FaceTime all the time when I was
Yes,
younger. I
and-
would call her and talk to her mom
Yes.
Oh.
for hours.
For hours. Like I have this thing to where when I'm drunk,
FaceTime.
I gotta FaceTime. I don't fuck the phone calls, fuck the text. Nope, I'm FaceTime. If you don't answer my FaceTime, I'm so fucking sensitive. I'm just like, why don't you want to talk to me?
No.
And
That's how
so,
I met her mom was through FaceTime.
yeah. Oh, I remember those nights.
Yep.
Good times, guys. You don't. What are you like? Nothing.
I
don't
think
have
that's a young. Well,
I
it's weird.
don't.
I put you guys in
I don't
different
really care.
categories.
Yeah, because we're the same age.
Are you?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 29. I'm 29.
See, and you both have old souls to me, and that's the only reason.
I've gotten that. People are
I
like,
kinda
"You're-"
right, hanging out with the little kids. That was weird. I'm like, well, me. I like to be young, and these are my friends. It is kind of weird.
But it's cool
No,
because we're
I-
two completely different people in
Yeah.
different.
You guys have
areas
old
of
souls,
life.
so
I've gotten that.
I
People are
think-
shocked that I'm still in my
that-
20s.
Mm-hmm.
right. I don't
I don't know if that's bad or good. Do I look that
don't-
old?
No, I don't think you look old. I think I look young.
You do.
I think you've lived a lot of life, and I think you figured out early, and you guys are exceptional. Like, not everyone's like that, and you have so much life ahead of you to make these mistakes that you've already made, and you already or you already can acknowledge it. Like you said, the drinking part, like the stuff for you, like bless your heart. Like, you guys wouldn't have liked me. You might have liked me, but I was. I was like, yeah, let's get it going. Give me a beer. Like, it's Friday. Let's
I would have
get
been
drunk.
giving you my card to get you into
Yeah, like, do you need a
recovery
ride home? Right, yeah.
You're like, how can I help you?
Remember? No, I actually lived a crazy life, and it brought me here. And now I appreciate everything. Now I'm thankful, and I'm like, oh, that's how it was supposed to happen. And I'm like, Mother Mary, and I'm like, don't do it. But I kind of want to watch, too, because I want to see how stupid I looked, right?
Like a guinea pig.
Yeah.
Oh, she's like my twin when I was, that's where I'm like, I did that too, girl. It's going to hurt for like 2 months.
Oh no! But I think that's why I'm in such a good place right now for me, and I'm enjoying it.
Which you came at a good time to reconnect with us.
Yes,
Yeah.
which is
You just stopped by and were like,
randomly.
you need bullshit blockers?
Yes.
That was us.
Yeah.
No, because I thought about that because when I would go to the gym, I would listen to podcasts. And then after a while, I would be at the gym. And sometimes like people are like have their headphones on, you think they're singing to a song.
Yeah.
I would be doing a voice memo of everything I was thinking about when I'm working out. And that became my like I guess like my good time, my happiness, my like, oh, okay, this is an outlet.
Yeah.
And I loved it because I do realize I vent to a lot of the wrong people.
And they'll use it against
Yeah.
you.
They do. And it will never fail. I think this is what's like a shitty reality is the people that I thought were very close to me and the people I thought that would never hurt me in my life
Right.
were the ones to be so quick to use what I said to them against me.
Right.
And then I'm like,
That's
wow,
not a friend.
you just did that? And then I just kind of look at him and that's where I'm like, okay.
But that's you learning. You're like, I don't have to put up with that.
Yeah. At that point, I'm like, I'm not going to sit here and bash you. I'm not going to sit here and wish bad upon you. I'm just kind of like, damn, you're really that shitty? All right, cool. Like,
Anytime it's where they're like, you're disgusting. I don't like you because what you're choosing.
mhm.
Right? That's not a friend to me. And that's not support, right? Do I agree with it? Probably not. Will I be here still when you fall? Absolutely, right? Like that's always my fear, not just with you, but like it's people isolating. I don't want you to feel so isolated that you've made the wrong decision so many times. I feel like I'm talking to you. Sorry. I'm like, why me, guys? Because Joseph took 2 years to figure himself out.
Only 2.
Right?
too.
But I think
That's why I'm like, guys,
those kind of
I'm
things,
fine.
that's not a friend. That's not the support system that you want.
But that's why I am very closed off to people.
Absolutely.
I'm very talking to people like, oh, you're so friendly. Yeah, but I don't consider myself on having like close friends. That's where the voice memos come in. That's when the gym comes in. That's when the books come in. So when I reconnected with you guys randomly that one day,
Yeah.
I really was like, oh God, that felt good.
the right place.
The right
place,
place.
the right time, and then now the podcast.
We love that. And now I'm venting to everybody.
So, how's that timeline going now?
I think now I feel like I'm on a good timeline. I think right now because I'm not expecting anything. I think that's what I learned. I have my little timeline thing like written out. Don't zoom in. Ugly handwriting. But like my question would be like, would I go back and change anything? No, I wouldn't. Maybe everything I'm learning now is to guide me to where I want to be. And as cliche as that sounds,
Actually, I think I would go back and change something.
What
The
would
only
you
thing I
change?
wouldn't change somebody else's reaction or behaviors.
mm-hmm.
I might change mine
Oh,
and how I
100%.
affected people.
Yeah.
I think that's if I could go back, that's what I would change. But in those moments, I'm heated or I didn't understand them or whatever the case may have been. But I think that is something that I would have changed.
I've said things to people and I've done things to people that I wish I could take back to where I'm like, damn, like you didn't deserve that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know where my mindset was at that moment, but I'm so sorry. And sorry doesn't fix it, of course.
No.
Like, we all know that. Things happen and sorry doesn't fix anything. But I think that's why right now my timeline is saying, like, just be better. Just be a good fucking person.
Yeah.
And if you're a good person,
Mm.
it has to flow,
Right.
you know?
I think you getting into mental health too, like that's the route you want to take.
Oh,
and
100%.
That's the best, right? Like, so because you experience it. And so maybe that was my purpose, was to go through it so that I can share it with you. Right.
Yeah.
And then you take it how you want it. Like, this is the advice and I can tell you like how it went for me, but it's to share your experiences. And I think a lot of people hold that in. I'm very open with my life.
Oh, yeah. I love that about
I
you.
very much tell people, I'm like, no, yeah, I hated my pregnancy. I was 20. I was trying to give him up for adoption. My mom was like, I'll adopt him. I was like, that's weird. And I ended up keeping him.
That's
right?
weird.
Now he's 23. I'm like, oh, I kind of like him. Like, he's growing on me. But no, for those kind of things, that's why I'm so open, is because I've never shared a story when it comes to depression, when it comes to anything that someone's not relating. They're like,
Yeah.
shit,
Oh,
I go through that too. And once you open up, I'm like, feels good to open up, right? Because who's judging you in the end? It's my life. I shouldn't be on any timeline. It's happening the way it's supposed to happen. And I
Yeah.
think you too. I think you were at the right place at the right time. You literally just showed up. Joseph's never at the office.
Yeah.
And you showed up at the right time. We're both like, hey. And you're like, oh, well, I'm finishing school, but it's just one class. Well, high five.
Yeah.
Right,
I
you
was
need
just
that
like,
crew that's like,
da.
there's no timeline, even with school. There's no timeline for anything. And you need those people that are like, keep going.
Yeah.
2 years is not that long.
No.
I know exactly what I was doing 2 years
When
ago.
I graduate, guys, I am coming up in here in my cap and gown, okay? And I'm going to hold my degree like this, and I'm just going to do it the entire time. Because fuck yeah, I did that.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You deserve
Yes.
that.
You should be proud of that.
And I
that's-
think people are, this is what I get excited about with you guys, though. Like,
Remember you were supposed to be dead 2 years ago?
yes.
You had the lump?
Yeah. That's crazy how it was
It's
literally
that fast.
Yeah.
And we both almost died that year. And we both kept saying, staying alive.
Staying alive.
That was our song.
Yeah, no, it was really traumatic, but 2 years ago, we were going to die for different reasons. But,
Oh
Both
This got real
unexpected.
dark.
both unexpected. Yeah,
I'm not sure if I
unexpected.
should cry or laugh. Like,
Well,
Both.
obviously, like, I cover my trauma with humor.
yeah.
It made me funny. I'll take that. But no, we were. And that wasn't, that seems like yesterday to me because it did happen during
Yeah.
May. The only reason I know that is because I know my timelines. Yours was in September because I returned back to work during that time.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing is like it didn't happen. That's what brought us closer. And
It's
I
crazy,
feel
yeah.
I can joke about my death experience. She can joke about hers. When I'm like, can you imagine? Because you know the cameras in the rooms? I
Yes.
was like, you just dropped to the floor because the kid hit you exactly where if that would have got hit.
Yeah, so long story short with mine, I had a lump in my breast. And I had it since 2015. And I felt it. I was like, oh, this is weird. And I kept going to the doctors. And they're like, it's nothing. And I'm like, no, like something's wrong. Like I know my body, something's not right.
Yeah.
And I kept getting denied. And then it just kept, and then I think 1 year, it was 2022?
This is 2023.
2023.
Yeah, 2 years ago.
Yeah. I remember I was like, I can't fit my bras anymore correctly. I lift my arm up and it hurts, like something's not right. So finally I went to a doctor in Sacramento and I was like, hey, I keep getting told it's just a lymphoma, like the little fatty tissue. And I was like, but something's not right. And so they checked it and they were like, oh no, like you have to go through MRIs, you have to do all of this. And so I was like,
I just remember because she's like, hey, I'm gonna need Friday off. She's like, oh, I'm having surgery. And I was like, do you need more time off? Like, and she's like, no, just Friday's fine.
I was all nonchalant about
and
it.
then nonchalant, and then like come to find out more, like even if it would have got hit,
And I
died instantly.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
We
And I
work
was-
with kids that are very aggressive.
Yeah.
But when I told her that, I go, yeah, like, this is what they told me. And I showed her the paperwork, and she's like, Vanessa, you literally could have died at, like, any second.
Can
And
you
I'm like,
imagine like the cameras catching that?
Oh my gosh.
You know how much money my mom would have made?
Can I have a copy of that video? Like she just falls on the floor in X-Men room.
But
It's
thank
not
goodness.
funny.
It's not.
No. But thank goodness, and that doctor straight up was like, it was within hours. I went in at like 9 a.m. By 10:30, I was in MRIs and they were checking everything. By 11:15, they were like, you need to go into surgery. Boom, next day in Fresno, in.
You told nobody. You were gonna
Yeah.
drive yourself. I said, I'll drive you.
No,
She's
I didn't let anybody know.
No. And I was
Why?
like,
For what?
Because you're used to doing things by yourself.
she didn't want no one to worry. And that's, I think that
why?
stress of like,
I'm like, I'm
unless it
fine.
happens, it's just gonna remove it.
And
And that's
to
why I was
me,
like,
I'm
can
like-
I pick you up and like take you?
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm okay.
I think because to me it's like, okay, well, you know what it is. What is me telling people gonna do at all? Nothing. Worry people.
Yeah.
You know. So in my head, I'm like, look, I go through surgery. If it works out, fantastic. I wake up, recover, cool. If I don't wake up, and it is what it is. Like,
They're like, what happened to Vanessa?
She died.
she died.
Can't change that.
Not planned.
Yeah.